Tonight on The South Today, a Dunedin marae prepares to host a regular soup kitchen due to a growing need in the city. Memories are shared as a southern ski field celebrates a significant milestone. And a Gore man flies halfway around the world in the pursuit to power an aircraft with a diesel engine. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. A central Dunedin marae will shortly be operating a soup kitchen to help feed hungry mouths. Arai Teru Marae in Wakari says sadly there are many people in need around the city, so they're calling out for helpers as well.
The whare kai, or food preparation area at Dunedin's Arai Te Uru Marae, is set to become a busy place shortly, as they're about to open a pātaka ora or soup kitchen.
We recognise that in the last couple of years there's been a lot of challenges that the whole world has faced. We've recognised the isolation that people have experienced. We recognise the understanding that people have come to that they lack skills when they couldn't access services.
Arai Te Uru Marae manager Tania Williams says a volunteer group is preparing to run the soup kitchen out of the marae in Wakari from July 28th. While disappointed there is a need for it in society, Williams hopes all who take part will benefit from the experience.
At whatever level that you're going to participate at this pātaka ora, at the soup kitchen, we want your life to be enhanced. Right from myself through to anyone and everyone that's going to be involved in this.
The pātaka ora is set to be operating on alternate Thursdays and Fridays for 4 months, and Williams says volunteers are still needed. She says there's no reason for anyone to be whakamā or shy about coming forward. In Dunedin, The South Today.
The streets of Dunedin could be humming with the sound of electric buses within the next 18 months. The Otago Regional Council, which runs the local bus service, is aiming for the bus fleet to have zero CO2 emissions within 4 years' time. A contract with Ritchie's Transport has been signed off for the delivery of a new fleet of electric buses to cover some of Dunedin's routes. The ORC says this follows the successful trial of an electric bus in Dunedin last year. Queenstown's Coronet Peak is set to celebrate its 75th anniversary next month. Longtime skier Sue Knowles shares the same birth year as the ski field and is excited for the special anniversary.
The anniversary of a popular New Zealand ski field. Queenstown's Coronet Peak is set to celebrate its 75th anniversary in August as New Zealand's first commercial ski field. Former ski racer Sue Knowles has just entered her 8th decade of skiing on Coronet Peak and says her first time on the slopes was as a child.
My first skiing experience was when the Mount Cook Company, then called, gave the local school, Queenstown School, a free day up on the mountain.
Knowles has skied for most of the past 63 winters and at one point won the Coronet Cup annual race. After joining the Wakatipu Ski Club, she remembers being the only competitor in her age grade when entering her first race. This encouraged her to pursue the sport, with Knowles becoming South Island champion in 1970.
And it's just a wonderful sport and a most fantastic mountain with a variety of terrain.
Knowles also praises Coronet's founder, Harry Wigley, for his vision for the ski field. She still enjoys skiing on the mountain, but now hits the slopes alongside her 7 grandkids and a free pass up the mountain. In Queenstown, The South Today.
A large 2-storey villa in central Dunedin has been cleared to make way for a new development. The rundown wooden building on High Street is believed to have been built around 1901. An application was made last October to demolish the building and to make way for blocks of flats. With the section now cleared, there are plans to construct 2 buildings with a total of 9 residential units. Flooding and slips are still affecting many parts of the country as parts of North Otago begin cleaning up. This week's flooding near Omarama saw about 60 people from the Top 10 holiday park evacuated. The holiday park's owner says 13 units are damaged, roads were broken and caravans pushed sideways during this week's floods. He's thankful to the many offers to help that he has received. Members of the Omarama Volunteer Fire Brigade helped as a big community clean-up began on Wednesday after floodwaters destroyed parts of the Waitaki Valley town. Meanwhile, contractors are working to fix the washed out bridge and Lake Oho Road and hope to have the road open by the weekend. State Highway 83 between Omarama and Kuro and State Highway 8 between Omarama and Terrace reopened midweek. The Waitaki District Council says the washout at Oho Road remains a priority and Civil Defence have been working with the community to support their needs. A 20-year quest to refit a diesel engine in a top-dressing plane is gaining altitude for Bill Sutherland. He's been working on the project alongside an experienced aircraft engineer and his team at the Gore Airfield.
It's nearly chocks away for takeoff for Southland's Bill Sutherland. He's aiming to prove it's possible to put a diesel engine into a top-dressing plane and get it airborne.
This aircraft was built in Hamilton by Pacific Aerospace, which are now still building aircraft in Hamilton.
Sutherland's the former owner of a Waikaka transport company, meaning he knows a thing or two about diesel-powered engines, after working with diesel trucks all his life. But he always wondered if it was possible to power an aircraft with a diesel motor.
I was fiddling on the internet one night and saw this engine, and it was in a drone at that stage.
That drone was actually in Germany, with Sutherland flying there and negotiating to buy it from the manufacturer. His goal was to drop the V12 500 horsepower diesel engine into his 40-year-old Fletcher FU-24 top-dressing plane. He's working alongside Phoenix Aviation Maintenance aircraft engineer Peter Kempthorne. Test pilot Bill O'Connor has already taken the modified aircraft up for a couple of short test flights, with the team now waiting on the Civil Aviation Authority to certify the aircraft for commercial use. In Gore, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. A new fitness craze with a disco spin makes its way to the Deep South. And the annual Gore Dog Sale has been and gone, fetching sky-high prices.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's a midwinter Boxing Day sale. My mate John's lost the plot. It's July and he's put his Christmas tree up and he's taken 30% off absolutely everything. Plus you can pay it off interest-free. Midwinter Boxing Day sale. 30% off the lot. On now at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and my mate John.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A new fitness craze called Clubbercise was launched in Invercargill recently. The classes offer gym exercises in a nightclub environment done to a disco beat.
The Clubbercise craze has hit Invercargill with a crowd-filling ILT Stadium Southland to enjoy a free 3/4 of an hour introductory session. Clubbercise classes are a branded exercise regime which started in Britain 10 years ago and are taught in a darkened space with disco lights and UV paint if you want it.
Not many other gym classes are in the dark in a club scenario, and not many others have glow sticks either, so very exciting.
Described as clean clubbing without broken high heels and hangovers, the classes offer a fusion of exercise moves set to a playlist of club anthems.
Obviously, we're here for a good time. It's going to be so much fun, while also working out without knowing that you're working out. It's a mixture of dance, combat, toning and training, so it's all cardio sort of based fitness, and it's just, 45 minutes of fun.
Clubbercise classes are set to start at the end of July, with casual attendance costing $10. In Invercargill, the South Today.
A Dunedin man who recently hitched a ride aboard a NASA Boeing 747 has produced some of the first high-resolution images of the southern aurora taken from the sky. Otago Museum Director Ian Griffin was given permission to mount his camera looking out of the window when he rode on NASA's flying observatory. NASA used a large telescope to observe celestial objects in the southern hemisphere. Meanwhile, Griffin filmed a time-lapse of the southern lights. The images are to be used in an upcoming museum exhibition. Nearly 50 working dogs went under the hammer at the annual Gore dog sale yesterday, with one fetching a top price of more than $9,000.
Demonstrating their skill to their prospective new owners, 55 working dogs and pups went up for auction at the annual Gore dog sale on Wednesday. One of the top prices was $9,300, paid for a 4.5-year-old heading bitch called Mask. West Otago sheep and beef farmer Blair Robertson says he chose Mask for her intelligence.
It's one thing we like is good natural dogs that think of themselves. We don't like robots, because in a pressure situation they have to be able to think of themselves to get us out of trouble.
Mask has been raised and trained by Roger Ballantyne of Riversdale, who's moving into retirement from mustering after having had a full knee replacement.
At that stage of life now, we've had to semi-retire and put a Mask up, and as far as I'm concerned, she's gone to a quality home. It's Rap where she's gone to. She's a very, very special dog.
Nearly all the dogs were sold on the day, with some buyers coming from as far as Amberley. In Gore, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A marae in Wakari is about to start hosting a regular soup kitchen to help the growing need in Dunedin. Memories are shared as a southern ski field celebrates a 75-year milestone with a former ski champ hitting the slopes. And a Gore man flew halfway around the world in the pursuit to power a 1980s aircraft with a diesel engine. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the Associate Editor, Jo Simpson. Kia ora, Jo.
Hi.
Now what can we expect in your paper tomorrow?
The Dunedin City Council is poised to put forward a case for the southern region to keep control of its three water assets.
Okay.
Despite fewer buses in Dunedin roads, figures show there've been an increase in passengers after the Otago Regional Council put its reduced timetable into use.
Oh, that's a good number to come out. More people using it.
Yeah. The Omakau wastewater treatment plant has become inundated and spilling wastewater into the Manahira-Kia River. And there's a playground plan to roll out more basketball courts around the region.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, bring it on. We look forward to reading those in tomorrow's paper. Thanks, Jo. And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, it'll be dry for a change this weekend with some sunshine inland and rather cloudy coasts, but another wet week lies ahead. Heading to the top of the South Island. Fine with southeasterlies and 14 in Nelson tomorrow. Greymouth gets to 13 with light easterlies, and Christchurch looks cloudy with southerlies and a high of 9 degrees. Travelling south, southerly winds and fine days lie ahead for South Canterbury and North Otago. Ashburton and Timaru get to 10 degrees, and Oamaru may get a shower along with a high of 8 degrees. Westwards now to the Central Lakes, cloudy with easterlies through here. Wanaka and Alexandra head for 8 degrees, with Queenstown getting a high of 7 degrees. Heading further south, fine with southeast winds for Balclutha and Gore with a high of 7, but expect showers at the Catlins and a top temperature of 6 degrees. And down to the deep south, cloudy tonight in Invercargill with a low of 5. Light showers to start tomorrow and then a sunny afternoon with southeasterlies dying out, a low of 4 and a high of 6. Saturday looks fine with light winds and a spot of cloud, down to 0 and up to 10 degrees as the high. And for Dunedin, light showers tonight down to 6 degrees. Cloudy and cold tomorrow with southeasterlies and a few showers, a low of 5 and a high of 7. And into the weekend, Saturday looks fine with some cloud and northeasterlies, down to 4 with a high of 10 degrees. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.